How high? Smoking OG got my brain fried. My neighborhood taught me to stay fly. Never trust a snake cause they all sliver. Never cuff a bitch if my dog hit her. Rolling up back some blue switches. Trying to get my stacks up like a Jewish nigga. Niggas had the plug, they ain't know what to do. Got trapped right now, I'm about to bounce out the booth. If you got enough, I'll bring it to you. If you acting tough, I'll bring it to you. A&S, we the fucking greatest. See them niggas over there, they some fucking haters. They hate to see a young nigga make it to the top, that's what we about to take it. Came in the game like Nino at the Carter. Came in the game, I was balling like a starter. Any competition is a mustard, I slaughter. Niggas on some turkey shit, I'ma have to carve them. Bitches on some greedy shit, I'ma have to starve them. Can't get enough, I'm about to start charging. Wouldn't fuck your bitch even if she tried to offer. Nowadays I swear these niggas getting softer. Riding off emotions, man, that'll get you murked. Shots from the German, I ain't talking about dirt. Body found in a dumpster on the outskirts. Be the ones you least suspect that'll get you out first. Maneuver through the streets like a possum. I fucks with all the killers and the robbers. Bad bitches too that be rocking red bottoms. And all my ratchet hoes that'll ride with no problem. A&S, we the fucking greatest. See them niggas over there, they some fucking haters. They hate to see a young nigga make it to the top, that's what we about to take it.
Rumor is, how could he be so savage? They figure I'm way bigger than these geographic bastards. West side call me near South Philly Snoop. My young boys never balled, but they really shoot. Y'all sweet, lot of sheep in gorilla suits. You a touch, who, what, where, that's really cute. The lesson, apply it to perfection. Blow a bunch of fire, I'm inspired by progression. OG kinda tired with the wrecking liars. Niggas got a bunch of Mariahs.
Now, if he stab him and kill him, y'all both going to jail. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Coming on cameras and they sit there.
Right now?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm doing.
Shit, I'm just sliding down collars, could be sliding down collars, little mask for a wallet. Coming far home like I'm Italian, eating Italian. I could really pop it. They not fucking with me off the top. You know they not, man. They know they not.
If you driving, you gotta make sure you can swim if you gonna dive in. Lucky got force, it ain't stopping till we 5 in. Streets pull you in like quicksand, I wouldn't climb in. Streets
Okay, y'all, that was exclusive right there. That was exclusive. That's my brother's daughter's son. That's my great nephew. You know what I mean? I was out the projects last night. One of my other nephews had a birthday party. So I was out there like 50 deep with the young boys. I guess what shout out to y'all. CFC, the CFO is in the building, Mr. Triggs. Too big for skinny James. What's up, boss? Man, mine's in the building. Boss man Cake Adores in the building. I seen my opinion in the building. How y'all doing this afternoon, this Sunday afternoon? Oh man, I feel bad, man, about the young cheese, man. And the Gilly, and y'all know I was locked up with Wallow for a minute. Man, Wallow did a couple years together, man. Yeah, man, that's tragic in the city, bro. But I want to tell y'all something about this city and the rappers, man. Y'all know Freeway lost his son last year. Oskino lost his son last year. I think Free lost his daughter this year. And now we got Gil and Young Cheese, man. You know? Yeah. His janazah is gonna be Monday at the Met, one of the arenas that they do a lot of the shows at. So they're gonna put Young Boy on the ground on Monday, man. They usually for like, you know, they got clout in the city, and so they usually have a procession. They probably ride down Broad Street. You know what I mean? If I wasn't working, I'd probably get down there real quick, get some footage or whatnot. But yeah, man, that's terrible, man. But hey, too big, bro. That's like an everyday occurrence out here in Philadelphia. I'm gonna tell you something, bro. Like I said last night, one of my nephews had a party and shit, and when the young boys, his friends, and everybody was pulling up, you know, I'm out there with them, looking out, and I in a joking manner, I said, hey, if any of y'all strapped, don't come over here. Do you know like 12 young boys went back to their cars and put their guns away? And I was they called me a troll. They said, oh, he was trolling. I said in it I didn't even mean that, yo. I just said it like, yo, if y'all straps, don't come over here. And they went and put their guns in their car. It's just like in the city, man, the young boys carry a gun like it's a part of their wardrobe. Yeah, man. But we had a great time last night, man. Hey, sexy toy lady, how you doing this afternoon? Sunday afternoon. Good to see you. Man, I had him out there playing Monopoly. What's the other thing? Uno. We was playing Uno, Monopoly, chess, man, you know, smoking beautiful, lovely smoke, you know, drink a lot, but I did drink some red wine. I think I drank a half a bottle of red wine, man. I was just chilling, man, with the youngest, man, and making sure that the atmosphere didn't turn bleak. You know what I'm saying? Because I know, things like that can turn ugly real quick, especially when it's drugs, alcohol, and young people. You know what I mean? So I was just there to keep a cap on it. On everything, as well as enjoy myself on a nice summer night, because it was a beautiful night. I was out earlier and shit, you know what I mean, flying around in a helicopter. Hey, Al, what's up, Al? How you doing this Sunday afternoon? Yeah, I was out a little earlier and shit, you know, checking for birds and shit, and it looked like it's ready to rain, so I picked one of my homies up, and we was because he got a book coming out, you know what I mean? And I was just telling him about where I'm at in the stages of my, like I told you, I was in the process of putting some things down as far as in the book form. And he was talking to me about audio books and how, you know, like for the content that I'm putting out, like audiobooks is real good because people can, you know, if they're in the bathtub or the shower, they can just turn it on and listen to you. And like the way the way he presented his, it's almost like you there. You can just picture yourself there. You know what I mean? So yeah, I was just getting some pointers on doing that because I'm still trying to put it together. But I'm like, you know, I don't. It's like the shit I done lived. It's hard to put that shit on paper and let you know. If you don't know, then you don't know. But for those who don't know, like it's kind of a lot of shit. I done some wild shit in my days. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying. So yeah, I be on some and then it's a lot of you know, it's a lot of people that's still alive. I shouldn't say it like that. It's still a lot of people that done changed their lives around, that's out here that I've had encounters with coming up and you know the lifestyle that I came up with. And you know, I don't want to cause no unnecessary friction out here. And you know what I mean, with people who, you know, I ain't had no beef with and encounters with in over 20, 30 some years. You know what I mean? I'm in here sipping some ginger and lemon tea. You know, my wife got me hooked on that. You know what I mean? That ginger and lemon tea. You know, that was a great live she did the other night, man. Chad T, what's up, Chad T, man? How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Facts, an audio book would be great because you can really feel, yeah, bro. And when I really, and I know a lot about his stories and his lifestyle, man. Jazz Prince put an audio book out. Yeah, I got get a hold of that. Yeah, I gotta get a hold of that, you know, and see how they, you know, the last audio book that I listened to was Prodigy John. I thought that was dope. And Iceberg Slim, he got his John on an audio book. I listened to a lot of those Johns and shit, man. 50 got the 50 Laws of Power on audio book. I checked that out. You know what I mean? The Art of War, all those type of joints I checked out on audio and shit. But I like to read, man. I'm an avid reader, but man, my eyes is going so bad on me, man. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for me to be reading and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I be back and you know that's one thing I hate, man. That I can't read like I used to, man. You know what I mean? RNT Entertainment, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. Good to see you, man. That was a dope live you did too, man. Yeah, very, very dope live, man. It's been a lot of lives going on lately that have been very informative if you kick back. I mean, as well as entertaining. Definitely entertainment. You know what I mean? But very informative if you kick back. You can see where a lot of plays come from, and you know that merry-go-round type mindset that a lot of individuals have, and you know, wanting to, like, I've ran shit all my motherfucking life, man. So to be on here claiming to be the ruler of a vast Google network is crazy to me. I mean, you can actually come on here and be who you really are. And I think that would be easy because nobody know you anyway. You know what I'm saying? So why go through the trouble of coming on here being somebody that you're not? You got to keep up with that false facade that you created, man. And sometimes, as y'all can see, it has gotten a lot of people in trouble, man. and you know what? In all actuality, it really hasn't gotten anybody in enough trouble to where it'll make people sit down and think. It's still a game, and then I seen something. I seen something in the chat room where a person said, you know, if you knew who the trolls were, and what they're doing, you know what I'm saying? How they take both sides and just to keep shit going on, you would be surprised, And I get that because I was in situations where the host was being trolled by, his own people. You know what I'm saying? So I know how troll work get down now. Like I didn't really, all that kind of shit don't really matter to me, man, because I'm gonna come on here, I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. If you take me to a point where I got to call you something that you act like, then I'll do it because I don't care. I mean, I do care, but in the grand scheme of things, like in real life, I don't give a fuck about nobody's lawsuit about me saying or calling somebody a name when that's all it is, name calling. And children do that. So if you think you're going to get a motherfucker in the court for name calling, if you can get me in court for name calling, I guarantee you I'll slap the shit out of you and catch a real case so we can be in there for something legitimate. You know what I mean? Other than that, you're just playing games and barking on YouTube, which is cool too. You know what I mean? But don't take yourself so seriously because everybody else see jokes and clowns and Ringling Bottom and Bailey around this bitch, man. You feel me? You know what I mean? Yeah, I see Chad T had a real, well, Chad T had always had a problem with Muslim and shit and how he act around the sect and shit. And I feel him. I understand that shit. But the thing about it with Muslim, and I've had a lengthy encounter with, Muslims people and his kind of people. And y'all right, man, are on here on this side, man, especially where I'm from in Philly, man, everybody used the, the N-word, man. You go down to Chinatown and you hear them calling each other niggas. You know what I mean? You go down to Badlands where the poppies at, they call each other niggas, niggas in the hood, because you got, like I grew up with a lot of white boys and shit, you know what I mean? And they use that word and shit, you know what I mean? And being incarcerated, man, and like I remember like the Aryan boys, and I'm not talking about no funnies. I'm talking about a white boy that'll stab you in your face in front of a guard. Like, don't give a fuck type. You know what I mean? And they're about, with the swastikas on their forehead and shit. Like, yeah, I hate niggers for real. You know what I mean? I remember one time I was in the day room and shit, and I came in and the white boy was sitting in my chair. I said, man, you fucking cracker, get the fuck out my chair. He stood up and said, make me, nigga. That motherfucker was like, make me, nigga. Stood up, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I told him, yeah, I do that soon as we come out for next, count. You know what I'm saying? But that shit right there, he said it in a manner that fighting words. Those are fighting words and shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's just who he was and who I was. We could have turned that shit into a war about that word. I called him a cracker first, though. So, you know what I mean? So when Muslim used the nigger word, Muslim probably used the nigger word more than any of y'all in his real life. You know what I mean? Muslim is from, I think, New Jersey, and I think Muslims in the smoke shop business, and that's in the black neighborhood, because they only put them in the black neighborhoods, and they are so engrossed in our culture that they use the N-word more than us, some of us, yo. You know what I'm saying? But we know that in the South, you know what I mean, where, people still have remnants and really hold firm to like slavery and shit. Nah, you ain't gonna have a lot of nobody down south that's not black calling people niggas. That ain't gonna happen. They gonna have an issue. So I see Chad T and any other brother or sister from the South having a problem with Muslim. But me, coming from where I come from, being experienced in the lifestyle that I've been in, having dealt with I got white in my family. I got nieces who've married white boys. I've got white boy homies and shit. I've had white boys who helped me down more than niggas in the penitentiary. So when niggas throw words around, because a nigga ain't nothing but an ignorant person at the end of the day, and everybody can be accused of that, whether race, creed, or color. So I don't have no beef with him. I don't have no problem with him saying nigger. I don't have no problem with what's the girl name? Stargate saying nigger with hard ER. I don't give a fuck about none of that, because at the end of the day, it ain't gonna take no food out of none of y'all children's mouth. When y'all get up the next day, y'all ain't gonna be concerned about it. The only time it's gonna concern y'all is when y'all come on the internet. So don't, you know what I mean, Muslim, don't get yourself bent, because you sound like you was ready to cry and shit on drama and shit. And don't see, and don't, what you got to do also, Muslim, is realize that, bro, I've been, you know, my family, I got imams in my family, bro, that are the head of masjids. And I know for sure two things for certain. You ain't deaning, because I ain't deaning. Because if you were, you wouldn't be caught up in none of this bullshit. So don't ever try to use your religion to cover for how you act. Because if you were acting in your religion, you wouldn't be involved in no kind of bullshit on YouTube. You know, everything you do on here is of a fasik, manafikun. You know that, Muslim. You know everything is haram that you do on here. Everything. And you should know better, because you were raised in that culture. That's not my culture. That's why I don't, you know what I mean? Why would I accept y'all culture? You know what I mean? I don't, I don't accept y'all culture. You know, you ain't got to change who you are and shit, because I don't wear, you know, they call them thobes, and I don't dress like that. And when I was over there in, you know, one of y'all lands, y'all don't say that we are even, y'all don't treat us like y'all call us converts and reverts. Y'all say y'all were born into the religion, when the religion supposed to be for everybody or anybody who so choose it, whatever it might be, Christianity, Buddhism, whatever they might choose to choose. But you know that it's of the Arab, Middle Eastern culture to be of an arrogant personality. They have more than people. They are raised different. Yeah. So they are all mostly arrogant, and they will take your culture, as y'all can see, and they will adopt it into their own. And that's something that we won't be able to change, because it's too late in the game. It's too late in the game. When we came out of niggers and became Negroes, we was fucked up there, because nobody else had a label when they, you know what I mean? Why we are Negroes, now y'all niggas, now y'all Negroes, now y'all African Americans, now y'all what they call y'all now, but they never called you what you really are, a man or a woman. You know what I mean? But everybody else get those titles. What's good, Brandon? Still, how you feeling today? Good to see you in the building. Muslim needs to go live about this subject. What do you mean by that, Mr. Triggs? Why he gotta go live about this subject? Does he have to make some clarifications about something? Is it something he need to clarify? I got family members where I can't say in their house, and I respect that. Me too, bro. I respect everything about majority of my family is striving Deen and Muslims, man. I grew up from, you know what I mean? Like, my family was one of the first Muslim families in the projects, bro. So I know what type time he on. Hood Therapy is in the building. What's up, Hood Therapy? How you doing today? Difference of opinion should be heard. Always, Ray Triggs. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're that's a fact. But hey, Triggs, man, you gotta be like you could say that like boom, right off your tongue, which most men should be able to. But as you can see in this space, when males have differences of opinion, they can't express it in a manly way. They revert more back to the sassy, sissy type shit. I'm gonna keep it 100. A lot of men don't know how to express themselves because in our neighborhoods and how we grow up, we never were taught what an argument is. See, when we think argument, we think fighting, loud, and cursing. When in the scholastic or scholarly term, an argument is just two people having a difference of opinions trying to reach a common ground. You know what I mean? That's an argument, bro. I've been to court a lot of times, man. My lawyers were great at making arguments. You know what I'm saying? So the tone over here will never be fit for two males to have a conversation about and a difference of opinions because they not groomed or enough as men, solid enough to hold on to what they believe. They don't believe what they say out their mouth, bro. Basically, niggas don't be. I know these niggas don't believe the shit they be saying. Come on, man. You mean to tell me that the shit that be coming out these niggas' mouth, they believe that shit? I don't believe it, bro. Riz Lair says, what's up? Hey, Riz. I ain't hear your joint yet, bro. I ain't hear your joint yet. I heard you got some fire jumped off. Did you hear my nephew spitting? I'm gonna play the song again, man. His name Tor. He from West Philly, you know what I mean? That's my niece's son, you know what I'm saying? I want him to get on so I can get some bodyguard details and shit. And when he start doing shows in other cities and shit, I can come post up and go live and shit. You know what I mean? You know, it's a lot of talented young boys running around here, man. I be trying to get in tune with them and shit. You know what I mean? I got another nephew. He supposed to have been sending me some music earlier today, but it was his birthday and he was just turned 21 and he was on one last night. You know what I mean? But I'm proud of them kids, man. Like, some of them, you know, never went to jail. A couple of them one of them came from California. I had one nephew, he came from New York. They all cousins and shit. Then I got a couple of them who, you know, down dirty in the streets and shit. You know what I mean? They, you know, it was just but they all was my family, all my blood, all cut from my cloth and shit. You know what I mean? And it's just, you know, like, it always makes me feel good to see them like that, staying out of trouble and just living they little young lives, man, because I ain't had an opportunity to do it like them. Whereas you got to tap in tomorrow's show. Tris going at, oh yeah, man, I definitely gonna be tapped in there. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, yo. I mean, I know, like, why don't you put something light up, Triggs? I know motherfuckers can't fuck with the, you know, if you want to lay a real bet. But throw something light out there on the girls, man. You know what I mean? Y'all know Triggs got the angels in the front and the goons in the back, yo. Hey, Triggs, you gonna chase everybody off with them girls, man. You always coming up with something, man. See, and that's another thing, man. Like, you guys, like, you know, who have like real successful channels and shit. Like, Triggs got like 3 other really panels and shit that he had before he came over here. I remember when Triggs first came over here and shit and started tapping in with me. And I told him, man, you don't supposed to be over here. You should get the fuck out of here now. You know what I mean? Because they're gonna drag you in some. I knew they was gonna drag them into a lot of bullshit, man. You know what I mean? Because like you got a lot of men got that female trait called jealousy, you know, and I mean the jealous is when motherfuckers, man, this how bad these niggas is, bro. They're so jealous of other men, but they're so passive aggressive that they can't even get by talking about you subliminally. They can't even, you know what I mean? They can't even do it that way, bro. And that's gotta be like, if you are an artist and you make music, you know how kind of like it's tricky to come up with metaphors and you know, different type of subliminals and shit and music. So to even have to think about doing that to another person on the internet has to consume something in your daily real life, which means something real is lacking in your real life. Like, you shouldn't let anything on the internet take anything away from your real life. You should supposed to be able to find time for hobbies. Don't make this hobby come into a personal, because y'all say it's personal. Y'all be talking about it's personal with this guy. How? It shouldn't, like, if you can't do nothing about a personal situation, it's not personal. That's a problem that you have with yourself. If you have a vendetta that you got from YouTube for somebody for the rest of their life, that means you have a problem with yourself, because you can't do nothing about it. That mindset is not of a person who's thinking on all cylinders. People who clicking on all cylinders don't. If I can't fuck with it, then I can't fuck with it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep it moving. You know, we gotta this is a question I want to ask. Where do we find the time? Where do we find all this free time in our lives? Where do we find it at? You know, I don't know, because I fit everything in that's far that ain't got to do with getting some money or making something better happen for me and my peoples, or you know, it's always about that with me. And if I got some downtime, then I gotta fit it in. Like boom, like I said, I thought it was going to rain and shit, so I come in and you know I did what I had to do. I was out early. You know, I'm an early riser. You know what I mean? They be hating on people they don't even know. It's crazy. That's a fact. That's a fact. Why? And the thing about it, when you got that much concerns about other people, man, that mean you ain't doing something right. You ain't doing something right. You know, you ain't doing something right. And that's why I say it's easy to come on and be who the fuck you are, you know what I mean? Or try to at least stick to who you say you are, you know what I mean? You know? Because I'm gonna tell you, the easiest thing to be is like a fake reverend. That's easy. That's so easy. And dude couldn't even do that. He couldn't even keep up with that facade. If he would have came on every Sunday and just gave people a little spiritual guidance, you know what I mean? We never got anything of the sort, you know what I mean? And that's, you know, that's just putting too much time into being phony and fake when you could just be who you really are. And people will take to you or sympathize with your plight. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people over here, a lot of people have situations that they haven't dealt with. And I'll just come on the internet and just get my anger out on whoever, you know what I mean? But we always got to realize that these computers turn off for some people. And that's what some people need to do. Like, it's nothing wrong with it's going to be here. Because, like, far as gaining, if you're trying to be a real content creator, Hood, what's up, Hood? Brother Hood Hampton dropped in. Where you at, in the Bronx or Harlem, Hood? Where you at right now, in the Bronx or Harlem? You might be. I think you probably. Where you at? You here? That's what's up. I appreciate you, bro. I see Pastor Vic in the building. What's up, Pastor Vic? How you doing tonight, brother? I mean, it's Sunday Eve. Like Pastor Vic, man. Pastor Vic, man. He don't have a way of addressing things like he's this Sunday, I'm going to preach the sermon and all this sort of, like, dude gave off the impression, you know what I mean? Like, that's just kind of, I don't like people to use religion as a means of trying to garner favor from other folk. That's lame, you know what I mean? And that's why I was on Muslim, like, don't try to use your religion and think, well, I'm Muslim and everybody coming down on me. Nah, bro, it ain't like that. You just got people from different type of Brooklyn, okay, different type of come from different places in the country. Some people don't play that nigga shit. Don't call us out, Trig. Please support the HKC. Thank you, Trish. We appreciate you. We definitely support you, Mr. Triggs. We come from different places, and a lot of people just don't play that, you know. And as you know, where you from, it ain't no big deal. Yeah, we definitely need brothers like Pastor Vic with positive. You listen, man. You can't have negativity 24/7. You can't. That's crazy to me, man. That has to be miserable, man. It has to be miserable to always be angry or in a negative mode. As soon as you wake up in the morning, you got some negative to go on YouTube and say, because that's your only outlet. Or you take the Allen Logic route and beat your bitch up. You know what I mean? Because these niggas always finding a way other than being a man to get their anger and frustration out. You know what I mean? You come on here and lie about another man and shit. You know what I mean? Because you really hate, you've been hating on that man from day one. You know what I mean? And listen, bro, whatever you take claim to in the sector, you created this and I created that. And it's like, you know, I call it the being the cleanest bum syndrome. You could take claim to being the cleanest bum. You can have all the awards in the goddamn cesspool. Who would want to say they created anything that didn't garnish anything that's elevated the people? And y'all be proud of, oh no, I started this, and you ain't starting nothing that elevated nobody. But shout out to y'all. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing like listening to intellectuals talk. I love it. I love it. I love the extra smart guys. The condescending personalities. I love those type of people, man. Because you know what? If you can get past their bullshit, they tell you who the fuck they are. They tell you how much they give a fuck about you. And it usually be not that much. They only give a fuck about them and theirs. So don't listen to the dummies. Listen to the smart people. And we got a lot of them on here in this sector. There's so many smart, intelligent individuals here. A slow individual like myself, a criminal, a murderer, it's easy for me to keep up with these far more intelligent people than me because I know I got 2 ears and 1 mouth. So I'd rather use those 2 ears and listen more, speak less. Because like I said before, do you think they really believe what be coming out their motherfucking mouth? And they want you to believe it? Come on, man. Come on, man. And then, oh, you a liar, lie. Listen. Nobody's going to hurt anybody. You're not going to jail. Ain't none of you motherfuckers bad. So why would a person have to come on here and lie? Lie about what? The who? Nigga, federal magistrate. I ain't had to lie to her. Fuck, I got a lie to one of you fucking Barnum and Bailey acts for. Y'all too invested in nothing, man. It's nothing here. It's nothing. It's a lot of entertainment if you look at it for what it is. You know what I mean? But if you've been on here for over 10 years, 2017, and you've been banging your motherfucking head in the same wall with the same people, doing the same whining and bitching and crying, man, that ain't my motherfucking fault. And it's no problem for you to step away at any given moment. And anybody who coddles you for being a bitch nigga who can just walk away, that's on them. I don't do that with male. I don't coddle my boys. So I'd be damned if I'm going to come online and do it for a man or a male. I'm the type of nigga that you could be the noodle of the crew. You could be the dickhead of the crew. But if I got respect for the boss, I'm going to respect the boss's whole crew. I'm going to respect them all because that's just the type of guy I am. But let one of the motherfucking peons get out of place and the boss don't check them. Then me and the boss might have a problem somewhere down the line. That's how I operate in real life. You know what I mean? With real motherfuckers who might kill you for saying some of the motherfucking bullshit these niggas say on here because they be trying to protect their families for real, protect their wives for real. You know what I mean? Protect their children and their investments and their jobs for real. A motherfucker might not be able to eat the next day they get their job taken because a motherfucker got a hissy fit on YouTube. Now this man ain't got a job. You'll fuck around and get hurt if it's the wrong guy. Somebody will probably get hurt. It hasn't reached it hasn't escalated to that yet. But they keep poking the bear and shit. Y'all know how it is. You know. Niggas ain't used to wear tight clothes and shit. They wear tight clothes now. Females ain't used to dress half naked. They half naked out there now. It's called an elevation. Things elevate if you don't put that shit in check. You know what I mean? Like when that motherfucker slapped you in your face when you was a young boy and told you to go sit somewhere else, and you ain't come back and bust his motherfucking head open with a trash can or something, you was done from there. You know what I mean? You've been done. You was gonna have that mentality. I'm a loser all my life. I don't care if I win or not. That's how these niggas is. They ain't care nothing about winning and nothing because it's never been presented to them. They more sit. You know how I'm telling you that? Look at what they take applause in winning. I created something in this sector. Nigga, that's like you the toilet paper, nigga. Y'all standards is low, but y'all so goddamn smart. Y'all can't even raise your bar in real life. Come on here fronting on the internet. I got this. I got that. I got this. I got that. But all you do is living it through the internet. You ain't doing it because if I had this and that, yeah, you'll see less and less of me. The more I get, the less you'll see of me. Fuck is you talking about? Oh, you got it to come on the internet and brag about it? You ain't gonna help nobody? You ain't come to help nobody. You come to drag another black man down that you don't even know how far he's down already. He might be on his last thing already. He on here looking for some words of encouragement. And then he run into a motherfucker like you, and you gonna tell him that he ain't nothing. He ain't gonna never be nothing because you think you're better than him. But you don't even look in the mirror and think your self-esteem is so low, you get off here and have to cry and shit and call other women and other niggas to coax you. Oh, they left a dead bird on my porch. Oh, I'm a whole ass nigga. Somebody please help me. I think they left a dead bird on my porch. Oh, I'm gonna kill one of them niggas. Now that's your bestie. Now these niggas besties. They 69 and shit. Fuck out of here, man. I don't play like that, nigga. You know what I mean? I don't play them type of games with them kind of phony ass, fake ass, coward ass niggas. Nigga. I'm known for making niggas get on their knees and apologize out this bitch, man. I ain't talking about now. I'm talking about my heyday. I'll make you get on your fucking knees and apologize, and I still won't accept that shit. Ask about me. Call one of my sisters out of their name. Ask the nigga what happened. M3, you remember what happened to that boy that put his hands on my cousin Tamika? You remember what happened to him? It was in your neighborhood. You remember? You was a kid, though. You was young, but you remember what happened to him? Yo. So why would I come online and play with people like that, man? You know? Why? It's not a game out here in Philadelphia, man. This shit is too real. You know what I mean? It's too real, man. And if you don't believe me, you're welcome to come through. You're welcome to come through. You're welcome to come through, you know? If I fuck with you, I'm going to show you, man, yo, this is why it ain't to be fucked with. And if I don't fuck with you, yeah, man, I'm going to record you. I'm going to record me doing something dirty to you. That's real talk. That's real talk. You know what I mean? You know, when y'all talk about threats and people making threats and y'all screenshotting all that shit, you know what I mean? Hey, you know, after conferring with my peoples, shout out to L, you know what I mean? I know what to say. I know what's a threat and what's not. I know what's fighting words. I ain't worried about none of that. You know, I ain't none of that shit bothers me and shit. I ain't listen. Let me tell you something, man. I didn't say this. The United States government said, I will kill you. That's what they said I will do to you. That's what they said. And you can take that as a threat or anything you want. But when they pull the paperwork and shit, that's what they're going to say. That, yeah. In certain situations, that's what he's liable to do to you. So I don't care about nobody saying I threaten them with that. That's always a motherfucking option when you fuck with my family. That's always an option. That's why I don't like I ain't trying to be playing with nobody, man. I want that to be known. I ain't trying to play with none of you niggas, man. Because ain't none of you niggas trying to die. And ain't none of you niggas definitely trying to kill. You know what I mean? And my jacket say I'm ready to do both. My jacket say that. Not me, no threats. That's just what the government said about me. You know what I mean? The people y'all pay taxes to, shit. Yeah. They say I hurt something. You know what I mean? So pump your brakes, man, or have fun, you know. But nah, I ain't here to roast nobody. I don't want to roast with nobody. I don't want to debate with nobody. You know what I mean? I don't want to fuck with nobody that don't fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? And it's just that. You know what I mean? I ain't gotta fuck with you. Fuck, you ain't nobody. You ain't even in the algorithm. I'm trying to fuck with niggas on the algorithm. Shout out to Hassan Campbell, Hood Hampton, man. He in the algorithm, man. I attach myself to something like that. You know what I mean? Y'all want to come on here and find a platform to argue with niggas and disrespect niggas because y'all can't do that shit in real life. I ain't trying to do that. I ain't trying to keep degrading no nigga. Niggas know who they are and what they are. You ain't got to keep reminding them. They wake up to it every morning. They wake up to that shit every morning. That big old 5-bedroom and shit. You know what I mean? No damn well landlord knocking on the door. No, the landlord knocking on the door. These niggas don't cook breakfast or get it cooked for them. These niggas don't be having no motherfucking significant others. Because they care about you the most. They care about you the most. That's why my wife fight all Shy Moody battles for me. Any nigga who think he a man and jump up, if I consider you other than that, you gonna get smoked from her. So any nigga that I ain't beefing with and he a man, I consider you to be a cold punk. That's why I won't even dress you no more. I don't talk to them kind of people. I don't talk to them kind of people. Hell nah. Especially the ignorant ones, the disrespectful ones. If you cool and you know what I mean, I'm cool with you because I'm cool with everybody. But them disrespectful ones, I let them do what they do. I let them have cat fights with women. Because that's all they about anyway. They got all the smoke for the women. Why would I have a motherfucking smoke for a nigga who has more smoke for women? You trying to drag me down that lane? You trying to get that out? You ain't gonna get that out of me. Like the worst thing you could ever do is argue with a woman. So imagine arguing with a bitch nigga. He gonna go harder than a woman because he trying to be her. You gonna lose. You gonna wind up punching that motherfucker in the face. That's why these motherfuckers will get online and the whole motherfucking hoe will come out of them. If you close your eyes, you be swearing you talking to a fucking bitch. And you think me, I'm a certified legend. I'm a certified gangster. My motherfucking people be coming on here. They roll up and say, yo, you on here arguing with Shy Moody's and shit? What's your page about? I don't want to be about that. I don't do that shit in real life. I don't fuck with weak niggas. Niggas who can't stand on their own. I don't fuck with confused niggas. I've been in the field too long, nigga. You could take the tough motherfuckers, take all the bad guys and man, listen. If you ever know about anything about New York, back in the day, early 80s, maybe 82, I was probably like 16, 17. You know what I'm saying? My old heads used to take me to the Tunnel. It was a club in New York. Now, that's the first time I ever seen men and women in the same bathroom. They was unisex bathroom. Never seen that a day in my life. But the thing about the Tunnel was the bodyguards in there, the bouncers in there was robbing niggas or setting niggas up. And we from Philly. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is the reason why I fuck with a guy, I fuck with Ray Triggs. That's Ray Triggs remind me of one of my homies and shit. You know what I mean? Real fly nigga. You know what I mean? Always around a lot of bitches, got a lot of money, but he wasn't about that gunplay and all that shit. So anywhere we go, I know that we got into situations where the brute wasn't always going to work. And always, boom, the guy like Ray Triggs would step up with the intellect and get us out of situations that if brute force probably would have got us killed. That's why I like Ray for one reason. You know, he reminded me of my man Artie. And yeah, so I'm just saying, like, you gotta always have a different blend of people around you. Saying to say that some of you most tough guys run around here barking and biting. If I went into a club like that, I would rather have a guy like Ray Triggs with me, who ain't barking. He ain't gonna be all that biting and all that shit. But I know one thing for sure, two things for certain. We gonna walk out of that bitch safe. You tough guys gonna get us killed in that bitch. Yeah, Triggs. You remind me of my homie Artie, man. RIP to him. He got killed. Artie got killed. But yo, yeah, man, that he was a one of a kind of guy, man. Fly ass nigga, man. Real fly guy, man. Had a hell of a tongue, man. You know what I'm saying? Got me out a lot of shit, bro. Kept my ass out a lot of shit. Yeah, that's what I'm just saying, man. Like, I'm a different kind of guy, man. Like, I've been around all kind of niggas, man. All kind of I know bad seeds, man. I know yeah, hey, too big. You know about the tunnel? You from you should be. Yo, bro, you'll get killed in that bitch, man. Hold on for a minute, y'all. What's up, bro? What's up? I'm on live right now. Yeah, I'm on a live. Yeah, I had crab yesterday. I tell you, Deaky had the party yesterday. Deaky. Everybody was out. Yeah, yes, need some. We was out there yesterday. Everybody was out there last night. All right, hit me back, bro. All right. Wake slime. Yeah. Too big. The motherfucker, that was one of the most rowdiest places I had ever been, bro. I've never seen a club like that because they don't even do that unisex bathroom. You know what I mean? The tunnel, bro. So, yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, too big. You had to be a party animal to be hanging up in the tunnel and shit. Funkmaster Flex was the DJ at the tunnel at one time. Before he was really like Funkmaster Flex. You know what I mean? He wasn't big like that back then. But he was the DJ at one time down there. Yeah, I saw Buckshot Shorty, the Boot Camp Click, and Smith and Wesson turn that shit into a fucking brawl on that bitch, too big. That shit was an all-out brawl, bro. Niggas was getting smacked over the head with champagne bottles, man. That shit was wild, yo. That shit was wild. And the thing about it was, right, you couldn't bring no, well, if you knew the bouncers and shit, you can get a gun in there. But mostly niggas ain't have guns and shit, man. Because the second time I went, my homie gave me a big ass nail. Just a nail. I put that shit in my boot. You know what I mean? I had a big ass, you know that nail, the big, long, thick nail? I had that and shit. Like, put that shit in your boot. I stuffed that joint in my boot. You know what I mean? Niggas be having fucking forks and shit. Nigga bring anything in a cup. Plus them New York boys, they ain't known for stabbing niggas. They know for cutting niggas and shit. So they be having razor blades all in their mouth and all that shit, bro. Yeah, tunnel was a wild spot, bro. I love that shit though. Like, you had to be built a certain kind of way. Too big, know what time it is. M3 is it's a disagreement over the opinions and what is too for right. We got some disagreements of opinions again. Well, when women have disagreements of opinion, that's kind of like because you know I always used to hear my mom and my aunties cussing up a storm and shit. So I know how women have differences of opinion and shit, and I don't have no problem with that. I think they can straighten it out. I think women can straighten it out. It's the niggas need to mind their business when it comes. Let me tell you something about niggas and shit. Niggas should mind their business when it comes to sassy pants niggas and women. Niggas should also mind their business when it's conflict between two real niggas. You know what I mean? When it's a real nigga and a bitch nigga, you know what I mean? Niggas should intervene for the bitch nigga and try to get the real nigga to calm down and let him know it ain't that bad and shit. We should always put ourselves in a position to either help out with our mouth or our hand, you know what I'm saying, or just don't say nothing at all. You know what I mean? If you know a nigga can't beat a nigga, why would you try to get them to fight? Why would you do that? That's I don't understand it. You know what I mean? Most times when I used to get in situations like that and I see a nigga, you know what I mean, he ain't gonna be able to handle that ball. You know what I mean? I tell the ball, you know what I mean, it would be smarter for you not to fight. It would be in your best interest not to beat that ball ass. And I try to break it down to him on that level and shit. I ain't gonna hype it up like, yo, you could beat that ball. I know you, and I know you can't. You know what I mean? Because if you could, it would have already been done. It's been done. That's why I say sometimes niggas talk too much. Shut the fuck up sometimes. Or mean what you say and say what the fuck you mean. That daddy, Big he wasn't there for a lot of these guys, y'all. He wasn't there for them niggas, man. OGs, real ones. They wasn't there for these cats. They was too busy chasing the bottom of a bottle and shit like that. You know what I mean? That is. My big uncles ain't taught me how to beg. He ain't tell me, here, this how you do it. You stand here and you beg for fish. Nah, he took me to the pond, he gave me a ride, and he showed me how to get all the fish I want. 1 and 1 is 2. 2 get you 4. Keep on flipping it. You be good in a minute. Avoid the police and them snake ass niggas. Keep your circle tight. Keep it tight. Keep your circle. Keep it tight. Make sure you got a queen. You know what I mean? Make sure your queen is stable. Make sure she can hold it down if the king got the, you know what I mean? And you be all right. You be all right. Though that's chess. But chess is like the game of life. Some people are meant to be pawns and they're going to be there forever, but some of them grow up to be queens, rooks, people who have some type. That's in real life too. You can grow up to be somebody, or you can forever be a pawn. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing like most men. Well, I think most men need strong women in their life, in their upbringing. You know what I'm saying? Like I think because what we didn't allow in my household, I never allowed with any of my children is for the school system, the teacher to be their number one source of learning. The mother should always be the child's first teacher, not send them off to school. No, when they get to school, they already know. You know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying? So men, a lot of males, you know what I mean, they need to have, you know what I mean, because niggas be slipping and shit. You know what I mean? Niggas be slipping and shit. And you gotta always have somebody that you respect their opinion and shit like that. And most times that be found in women and shit. Cause niggas is weak. They tell on you on the oath and shit. They take the stand and point you out. I never had a woman do that for me. I had them hide me out. You know what I mean? I never have them, never that. Like any misfortune I ever had has been through dirty ass trifling niggas. Most women have always held me down, man. You know what I mean? Even a woman that didn't even fuck with me like that. You know what I'm saying? You know? Because once upon a time, you know what I mean, I was one of them niggas who was forced to be humble. Penitentiary forced me to be humble. You know what I mean? You know, I'm from 25th and Jackson. We put the A in the arrogance. You know what I'm saying? We arrogantly fly. That was the motto. But, you know, penitentiary will humble you. Can't wear no 3/4 gator boots in the penitentiary, bro. You know what I mean? You know? So I understand, man. See, y'all don't know. You have to have been a winner to know what it's like to lose something. They never won anything in their life. You know, that's why, man, they cry and bitch when they don't get a medal in the goddamn cesspool called the Umar Johnson sector. They strike channels and shit. They'll strike your channel if you don't give them a medal for something in this goddamn. But this is where all the low lifes and demons and bad people are. That shit is crazy to me, man. It's just people just need to shut up sometimes and sit down and listen, or try to tape yourself talking to hear what you're saying and understand that you don't believe it. So how's anybody else? Ice cream is what we smoking, y'all. I told y'all about this ice cream. It's real mellow. I mean, like, I told y'all my homie was over here, man. He said, bro, what you hanging over from last night? I was like, nah, man. I was good. You know what I mean? When I woke up this morning and shit, I just started smoking and shit. It is what it is and shit. And guess what, yo? That was almost 2 hours ago, okay? And I'm smoking that same fucking L. This shit, that's what you call high grade. I told you this ice cream is a grade A cannabis. Grade A. Yeah, ice cream. It's grade. Look it up. Google it. Anything I put out, you can Google that shit. You know what I mean? It's like you know what I mean? Grass like a lawn service, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I've been smoking this one L damn near all fucking day, man. Just keep lighting it, take a couple tools, put that shit out, man. You know what I'm saying? Running around. I tell you, I was running around this morning. The birds was chirping and shit. You know, I was just out there on the blizzy, I mean, just what they call it, reflecting. You know what I mean? Cause you know, I don't live in the PJs right now and shit. I don't live in the projects and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I live in a neighborhood that, you know, once upon a time I used to frequent it. You know what I mean? It's changed a whole lot. But I just was reflecting on, you know, how I used to come down this neighborhood. I used to mainly come down here and play ball because one of my homies, man, he from down here. I'm gonna tell you, man, this guy, he played ball and shit. He played basketball. He was the we play in the public league. We got the public league, the Catholic league, and the suburban league in Philadelphia and shit. So he played in the pub and shit, right? He was the 1 year he was the public league leading scorer and shit. Now he went to Shaw University. He went to Shaw University with my man Flip, another legend and shit on the ball, Flip Murray. But my man Hub, he went to Shaw. When he left Shaw, he got a tryout with the Utah Jazz. You know what I mean? Now, the thing about Hub was he was left-handed and he couldn't go right, yo. He just couldn't go right. And he wound up playing over Venezuela and shit, you know what I mean? And he lives in the neighborhood. I just ran into him and shit a couple days ago and shit, you know. Like he weigh like 300, 400 pounds now. But yeah, man, him used to be on the same team and shit, you know. Hey, I don't play ball with some real, you know. Y'all ever heard of Jerome Pooh Richardson? He went to UCLA. He was the #1 draft pick of the Indiana Pacers and shit. I played with Pooh. I played against Pooh. Man, Pooh, we grew up together. He from a different project though. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, yeah, I've been balling all my life. LC75, how you doing this afternoon, LC? Good to see you in the building. My opinion. How are you, my opinion? Did I see Redbone? You got sis with you? You big? Hey, my opinion is you big sis or little sis? Which one is you? My opinion.
Niggas, niggas, bitches, fuck you bitches, niggas, cocaine.
M3, M3, M3. The rules are in place for a reason, not a season. Pin my comments. You must fight off your urges and impulses if you want to get paid. The demons will control your mind. Oh my goodness. Oh man. You need designer anything to look good. I always had kids, so I made sure they look good before me. And why? That's a must. That's a must. Too big. I was just saying that, man. I be my son feet done got so big that we wear the same size now. So when I gotta buy him sneakers so often, I just be wearing his old joints now. They, you know what I mean? Like they cost so much, man. I be like, fuck it. I mean, they still fresh. I just wear them, you know what I mean? I don't even wear, I got 4 grandkids too big. You think I worry about any design? What? Nigga. I told y'all, bro, I make my own motherfucking clothes, man. I keep telling y'all, bro, I be making my own shit, bro. I had on some jeans I made yesterday, bro. The motherfuckers swore they came out the store, man. Like, yeah, I ain't got time for them from high prices and shit, man. Only thing I buy is shit to go to work, you know what I mean? I got enough suits in my closet. I tell you, all a man need is 5 suits, bro. 5 suits. A black one, a blue one, a gray one, a brown one, and a tan one. Right? 5 suits, 7 shirts of the same colors, and guess what? 3 pair of shoes. And you got 75 different outfits, bro. 75 different outfits. Facts. That's a fact, bro. Out of them 5 different suits, you can lay that shit out into 75 different looks. So, man, like, you know, that's all it is, man. Like when you get a certain age, it's a certain way you know what I mean? Because the clothes ain't right now. Like I can't wear, it's hard for me to buy a pair of jeans. They don't cut right. They not cut right. You feel me? Like I can't have my calf muscle tight. The jeans be so tight down the bottom. Your calf muscles be tight and shit, man. My son wears a size 7 and he taller than me now. And right, toy lady, in a minute, he gonna be in a 9. You're gonna be like, oh my God. Yeah, hey Triggs, that's a fact, Triggs. That's a fact. So we gotta do it different when we get a certain age. Yeah, we gotta do it different when we get a certain age. You know? You gotta know how when my OG Fred Sanford used to say coordinate, you know, because a lot of I know Too Big wear hats. You get you a couple Borsalinis, you get you a couple straw hats. I'm the Mad Hatter, so I got cool caps and Russian hats and any kind of hat I got it. You know what I mean? So like it's just coordinating. Then you know we could do accessories, but I don't like a lot of accessories. I think all you need is if you're married, you wear your wedding band. You get you a nice pink. You know all the if you were Don any time in your life, a boss, you gotta have a pinky ring. You gotta have a pinky ring, a watch. You know what I mean? A watch. Now I love watches and glasses. I think that you can't wear the same watch every day, like you can't wear the same shoes every day. Don't be a person who wear everyday shoes. Niggas wear their feet stink. Your feet gonna stink. Don't wear everyday shoes. I remember the first pair of LeBrons. They were my sons, but they look better on me. Yeah, therapy. Fact. I remember I got my son a pair of purple Kyries. You know what I mean? You know he royalty, so he loved purple everything. You know what I mean? So man, I couldn't wait till he came out of them joints. You know what I mean? Got me a black and purple shirt. You know what I mean? Pair of black jeans. Shit. You know what I mean? Boom. I'm in the mix. It's easy. It's so much easier with the boys though, because them little girls, man, like y'all know about them little girls and shit. But see, a nigga like me, hey, I know how to do their hair and everything. You know what I mean? I do their hair. I have them straight. But they hard to dress. No, I don't. Yeah, you should always. If a man who don't wear a watch, he don't know what fucking time it is. If a nigga ain't got on a watch, he don't know what fucking time it is. I don't give a fuck about no phone and all that. But no, I'm not. I'm saying too big. You should have a watch that you wear with different outfits, like a sports watch. You know, then you might go. You might go out. You might want to be gaudy. You might got a gaudy watch. You know what I'm saying? Then you might want to be conservative when you go to work. You got something nice and tight. You know, that's what I mean. You know what I'm saying? We always got to have those different watches and shit for different, you know, occasions and shit, you know. And another thing, yo, it's you're supposed to be able to see all three. Always remember that. Your jacket is too big if you can't see your watch and the tip of your shirt sleeve. It's watch, shirt sleeve, then your suit jacket. You know what I mean? That's how that cut go. That's why I suggest even if you buy off the rack, hit the tailor, take him to the tailor and get him tightened up. You know what I mean? My mom's had 3 boys. I'm 6'4", middle boy, and 6 foot, and younger brother 6'1". Yeah, yo, I know she had it. Yeah, I mean that's I got brothers like that. 6'4", 6'3". I'm the shortest. I'm 6 feet tall. Everybody else over 6 feet. All my brothers and my sisters. I got sisters that 6'10". Like my mom was a tall woman. My pop, he was 6'6". Grown man making jeans. Yeah. You see what you think? You didn't even know that I made them jeans, though. I had to tell you. You got a nose ring out? You got a nose ring out? I remember my sister got a nose ring. I was mad at her. I told on her. I went and told on hell. I was so mad. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why. Yeah, especially when you wash them, especially today. You know what I mean? I don't rock unisex clothes. I like men's jeans, and it's hard to buy jeans and shit. If you wear jeans, they gotta be expensive. You know what I mean? They definitely gonna be expensive. If you want some good jeans, you definitely gonna have to pay a grip for them. Whatever you might consider to be a grip for them. Because some niggas think like $95, $100 is expensive for a pair of jeans, but it go way beyond that if you want to, like, you know what I'm saying, like something that's going to last and shit that you can put in the closet, you know. And unless you nigga, if you want, just get you some Levi's if you were everyday jean wearing nigga. Like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Get you a Dickie set, you know what I mean? Because, you know, yeah, I rock a Dickie. I throw on some Dickies and shit. I still rock a Dickie set. I ain't no problem with a Dickie set at all, man. You know, I like tan Dickie joints. You know what I mean? Throwing my tan Dickies, you know what I'm saying? Throwing my red and whites Air Force Ones and shit, my red Phillies cap. You know what I'm saying? I can go out West Philly somewhere and chill out. Will Smith hood, you know what I mean? Yeah. But yo, I'm going to the I'm going to the park this week, y'all. I'm chaperoning the children at the park. I forget which one it is. One of the amusement park, water parks. Silver jeans, great for ladies with slim build and long legs. Silver jeans, great for that's yeah. Men can't wear silver jeans. Those would be considered sassy pants. Silver jeans, I say they sassy pants. Like a lot of the rhine jeans with the rhinestones in them, or the I see niggas with jeans, they be having a lot of zippers and shit in them. That's a bit much for me. I can't rock like that. Yeah, and you know, I had to go to church and with my grandmother and shit when I was a kid. So you always had to have a white shirt. You know what I mean? Grandma say, just you, grandma, I don't want to just go throw on that white shirt, boy. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's always been a big thing in my family. Immaculate dressed men and women. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. You know, my mom and shit. You know, she wear mink coats and all that kind of shit. You know what I mean? I be trying to tell my kids and shit, it ain't easy today to get the, you know, but I try to keep them in a better situation than I was in. You know what I mean? That's why like I be like, damn, if I ever had it, because I don't remember like, because people think because you lived in the projects, you was doing bad and shit. That's a big ass misconception, especially when you come from a long line of hustlers. For the project, hustlers is what we call a gold mine. You know, I still got people eating off old project money. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? So yeah, but yeah, uh, coming up out there, man, was just everybody wasn't fuck. That's why I was always able to help a lot of people and shit. Most of the neighborhood used to stay at my house and shit, you know. But yeah, I'm taking the kids to the park, yo, this week and shit. You know what I mean? You know, I ain't been on no roller coasters, and my son said, "Dad, listen, I don't want you to get on the rides with me because you might catch a heart attack." He said, "I might catch a fucking Fred Sanford." Elizabeth, I'm coming to join you, honey. I'm 3. I'm coming to join you, honey. Y'all, wife, I love Fred Sanford, yo. I'm gonna tell you something about Fred Sanford. Y'all know Fred Sanford was red too. I think he was Detroit Red. He used to be with Malcolm and shit. But Fred Sanford had like Lola Falana and Lena Horne. Like Fred Sanford had some of the most beautifulest black women at that time. Even Esther, man, Esther was beautiful when she was Esther wasn't no ugly lady, yo. She just played that part. But yo, when that's my man. Yeah. R.I.P. Red Fox, yo. What you thinking about when you was 15? My opinion, you was wilding out when you was 15, or you was kind of conservative. You was conservative. Redbone probably was wilding. You probably had to go get Redbone. Let me go get my sister from around there. We used to sneak to hear Richard. Hey, yeah, Richard Pryor was the next great. The Richard, what's my man name? Always my number one, because you know I don't come from the same class as most. Red Fox. The Dolomite, Rudy Ray Moore, that's kind of like acquired taste in comedy. But Red Fox, Richard Pryor, um, Bernie Mac, what's my other man? Robin Harris, you know what I'm saying? And then Eddie Murphy. Them my top 5 right there. You know what I mean? Martin, I love Martin and shit, but that's my top 5 and shit. And I like that white. I always liked the old white dude named George Carlin. He was funny as shit, bro. I'm telling you, George Carlin. Yeah, I still listen to him today. Dolomite, you like Dolomite, Cakador? Yeah, Dolomite, that's an acquired taste, though. Everybody, Dolomite ain't for everybody. Was George Carlin in my George Carlin in your top 5, Trig? Yo, hey, George Carlin is funny as hell, Triggs. Real, yo, see? Yeah, man. Is he a different kind of humor, man? That should be hilarious, bro. And hey, Triggs, you know what you gotta do? You gotta listen to George Carlin on weed. You gotta listen to him on weed, bro. Yeah. Well, yo, hey, yo, I appreciate y'all, man, tapping in with me. Y'all know I ain't really come on here with I ain't got no smoke for nobody, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm all good over here, man. Unless you know what I mean, try and come to Philly and get a cheesesteak. Let me see, Eddie Murphy, George Carlin, Patricia. Okay, yeah. Chris Rock. They see you younger than me. And a lot of people ain't down with Patrice O'Neal either, Triggs. I like Dave Chappelle. I like the old Dave Chappelle. I like Chris Rock's not one of my favorites. Nah. No, that's I think his name Red Top, the one who smashed the pumpkins and stuff, right? His name Red Top or something. No, George Carlin, here, old white dude and shit. Carrot Top. Yeah, Carrot Top. I don't find him funny. Y'all think he funny? Yo, yeah, let me tell you something. Chris Rock never bombs in one of his specials, bro. Chris Rock never bombed in a special. You know what I mean? And Chris Rock, he tells when he getting his political jokes and shit like that. I like Chris Rock, but he not my top 5 though. Gallagher, I don't find Gallagher funny either. Gallagher or the Carrot, that's the same person. Gallagher and Carrot Top. What's the boy name? What's the white boy name? What's the white boy name? He used to be funny. He fell off a lot. Oh man. Y'all know he was on Def Comedy Jam before and all that. He run the black circuit. He does the black comic circuit. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Oh, you know who else, man? The legend. No one is as funny as you. Now, somebody come out and I was saying you PayPal big bucks. You do understand that it's all part of the grand scheme of things around these parts. Stop playing. Owens, yeah, too. Nehemiah, stop playing with me. Yeah, Owens and shit. He fell off. Gary Owens, he fell off, y'all. I like Andrew Dice Clay, K. Cador. I fuck with Andrew Dice Clay. He was only hot for a minute though. But yo, when Andrew Dice Clay was hot, he was the first motherfucker selling out like arenas and shit like that, bro. Yeah, Andrew Dice Clay was that ball for a minute. I like Cat Williams too. We can't forget about Cat Williams. He's special. Cat special. He on the Mount Rushmore. You ain't like Andrew Dice Clay? He was an asshole. He was an asshole and shit. Binary stole a lot of. I think Binary stole some of Andrew Dice Clay moves and shit. Because Binary could be an asshole. I'm real. Yo, man. Binary is a motherfucker, boy. Shout out to him, though. Doc B. Shout out to Doc B. Shout out to the GOAT. Remix versus the world. Remix be on Real Lifetime, man. He be telling y'all he gonna go live on y'all. I'm gonna go live. He go live for 3 days, and you won't see Remix for 3 months now. But that's what's up, bro. Got them kids, boy. Got to take care of them kids. You the daddy. Ain't you the daddy? Shout out to him. Pillsbury done fell in that mode. I see Pillsbury say he gonna go live. But he be going live real late, man. Like y'all know, like, man, nigga I only get 4 hours of sleep and shit anyway. So I'm in the bed by like 10:30 at the latest, man, unless it's on the weekend. Other than that, man, I'm done, bro. I'm done. 10:30, I'm done. But I'm up like 4 in the morning, like clockwork. No alarm, none of that shit, yo. None of that shit, bro. I pop up, it'd be like 3:35. You know what I mean? I'd be like, let me get a little 15 minutes back in. You know what I mean? 4:10. You know what I'm saying? No later. I never wake up no later than 4:30 and shit. I mean, I've been doing that since I was in a juvenile facility and shit. I always used to be up early and shit, right? I used to get up early, right? And stand on my gate and put my face close to the gate because y'all know it still be dark. And when the guard come up and flash the light, I'll be right there in his face. That motherfucker be startled like a motherfucker. Yo, I used to get up early in the morning and stand right close to the motherfucking gate. You know, they walking by whistling with their little keys. They get up on your gate and flash the light in there. Right there, motherfucker. Scared the death out of you. Yo, man, oh man. Yeah, he really scared the death out of his punk ass. You know what I mean? Man. So Triggs, how you feel about them shutting down your channel? I don't give a fuck about a channel getting struck down. If I say something and the motherfucker say they could get my channel, because the only thing that I would do, being as though YouTube is so big and vast, is find me another motherfucking space. Because I think I'm creative and talented enough to find me a space and get my shit popping. If it take me 10 months, a year or two, I can do it eventually. So I wouldn't even be mad and shit. Because I like YouTube and shit. I like it. It's fun. It's entertaining. It wasn't always fun for me, man. It wasn't always fun for me, man. You know what I mean? But then when you realize that it is what it is, you know what I mean? You know, and you know, the niggas that go overboard and shit on that level where you think they want to, you know what I mean, where they hold vendettas for life, they really pussy in real life. They don't want no smoke from a nigga like me. They don't want no smoke from a nigga like me. That's why I'm able to say, yo, you nigga, you ain't qualified for me to even talk to you no more. Never address me again. Don't ever say nothing to me again, nigga. You would never get a conversation from a nigga like me, nigga. Talk to the secretary. Talk to M3. You ain't talking. Talk to L. Taya, somebody. Fuck you look like talking to me. Yeah. Yeah, man. Fuck you talking to peons for? That's what you do in real life? You walk around talking to peons who always picking? I ain't doing that shit. Women be having that, you know what I mean? Women like, you know, I ain't saying women like to argue, but if you want it, they got it. They throw that grease on, they tie their hair back, and you can get it. The popping of the lips, the swinging of the neck, the finger pointing, all that type shit. You know what I mean? Man, you better not slip a hook if you raise your mouth at me in the wrong way. punch you right in your mouth, man. Slow down. Fuck you think you talk to? That's real life shit. Goofy ass niggas, man. Yeah, so hey Triggs, man, you got you got real channels, man. You make real money, you know what I mean? And you got a solid structured team and shit. That troll gang, y'all got a lot of different things going over there, man. Y'all, you know what I mean? Y'all got a lot of talent over there, man. You know? And I'll tell you again, bro. I'll tell you again. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Take your motherfucking talents to South Beach. Get the fuck out of Cleveland, man. Real talk, bro. You know what I mean? Give a nigga something to go chase, man. Give a nigga some something to be inspired by, Triggs. You know? We all know you we all know you the we all know about you and Troll Gang. You know what I mean? Like, that ain't to be fucked with. You know what I mean? We all know you're a successful guy, real life on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like, if you build another page, man, drop it somewhere where a nigga can come and niggas like that's trying to get in the positions like you in. Get it like you get it. You know what I'm saying? But don't waste your time, man, planning shit. You know, it ain't gonna get you nowhere. It ain't gonna get your peoples nowhere. It's gonna dilute their talents. You know what I mean? Trishy and all, they gonna get tired of that bullshit. Or somebody gonna say some disrespectful shit where it's too much. Like, don't even do that, bro. Like, you know what I mean? It's a waste of time at the end of the day. When I know you got far more going for you than that bullshit. And you see how they playing. They ain't nobody playing fair. Motherfucker rather see you really with nothing and destitute. Real there. That's how they in their hearts, man. Because they got a lot of people got a lot of malice in their hearts, man. And they don't even know you, bro. You know what I mean? They don't know what you really do out there in real life. I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm just going off I go off people vibes and their personalities, even though I haven't seen you and none of that shit. You know what I mean? Even through all the bullshit, you know what I mean? You could tell genuine and real niggas and shit. Too Big, he another motherfucker. I never met Too Big a day in my life. You know what I mean? But I know I would be comfortable drunk and Too Big leading the way. I'd be comfortable with that nigga. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, I've always had to adapt like that because when you get in a cell and shit with a nigga, you don't know who the fuck he is. And y'all just become Joe Familiar. You gotta learn niggas and shit, man. I've been in federal penitentiaries in California, bro. I'm from Philadelphia, man. I ain't know nobody when I first got there, bro. I had to find my way around. You know what I mean? Find my own way around, nigga. So I dare for nigga on YouTube to tell me something. You ain't never walked no motherfucking federal penitentiary yard by yourself at the age of 22, nigga. Fuck you talking to me about? Tough shit. How you gonna talk to me? All right. I mean, like, but I'm just saying, like, it's different, man. Just let a nigga do him, and y'all do y'all, and play with the girls. You know what I mean? You ain't got no smoke for me. Shout out to DJ Drama RT Entertainment. You know what I mean? He know I'm a diehard Eagles fan. Yeah, such and such got a good quarterback, and such got a good running back. Hey, Drama, great commentary, bro. But at the end of the day, the Birds versus somebody. Super Bowl. too big. Some of that energy was over kids being dragged, but sassy is a crime. Man, our supporters aren't the type of people who will try and get you drunk and shoot in your pocket, right? That's some foul shit. What Drama say? Nah. He ain't saying that. Drama, you know, Drama does he does the commentary on all the teams. I'm just saying, you know, you could talk great about everybody, but at the end of the day, it's going to be the Eagles versus whoever in the Super Bowl. I mean, I wouldn't care if Jalen Hurt got hurt. Our backup quarterback going to lead us to the Super Bowl. I'm a diehard Eagles fan. That's all. Sixer, Phillies, Flyers. Yeah, Triggs. Diehard. You know. I used to have a maintenance contract at all the stadiums, you know what I mean, in Philadelphia. The Lincoln Financial Field, Wells Fargo, Citizens Bank Park. Yeah, I used to run through all them joints, bro. Yeah. These people are full of what? Yes, they are, bro. Put the ice cream down. Okay. How you know I just lit it? I just lit it, bro. I just lit it. But yeah, I'm about to cut out, man. It didn't rain. It got a little, you know, it didn't rain. You know what I'm saying? So I might go out for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? Go out and go hunting and shit. Check my tracks. I got you, Kay. This nephew tour. Go check him out. West Philly. West Philly in the building. The Hills in the building.
I could really pop, but they not fucking with me on the top. You know they not, bro. They know they not.
If you driving, you gotta make sure you can swim if you gon' dive in. Lucky got force, it ain't stopping till we 5 in. These streets pull you in like quicksand, I wanna climb in. These streets
up. Hold up. I gotta bring that back for y'all. Young boy said, perky after perky. I don't think my meds work. Woo! I can't wait to get on a trick. I'm gonna let him bomb on this sector, bro. I'm gonna drop a bomb, man.
They not fucking with me on the top. You know they not, man. They know they not.
Giants versus Philly game. What's up, Kate? I'm Nick. Hey, dude, we can talk about it, bro. Let's talk about that. That'll work for me. I love that. Young tour, yeah, I mean, little nephew. I'm gonna get him to put something together and jump in one of these challenges and shit. Yeah, I mean, as long as I do some ad libs, it's my shit. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing some ad libs on them joint. Yeah, go get him. All right, okay, all right, yes. I'll be on my DJ Khaled. Yo, shout out to Triggs, man. Shout out to Riz and Sexy Toy Lady, yo. Shout out to LC75, man. Too big for skinny jeans, yo. I appreciate y'all. Trish, Hood Therapy. Who else was in the building? The whole HKC, me and Mines, Cake Adore, Too Big. Shout out to Tyre and Moms and shit. Slewfoot. Everybody that showed up was in the clouds and shit like that. Appreciate y'all, man. Yo, I'm about to bounce out. Nah, me and Mines put together the oxtails with the greens and the cabbage and the cornbread, man. So I got the munchies like a motherfucker. So I'm gonna knock that down, and I'm gonna knock that down, and then I'll be out, yo. Y'all have a great day, man. Have a great week, man. I'll see y'all, man.